Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a poem titled If by Rudyard Kipling. And those who want the explanation in Telugu, the link is given in the description box. You can listen over there. So, If poem is written by Rudyard Kipling, and Joseph Rudyard Kipling, born in 1865 and lived up to 1936, was an English novelist, short story writer, poet, and journalist. He was born in British India, which inspired much of his work. He is remembered for his children's books, including the ever popular The Jungle Book. You all remember the famous popular TV show you used to watch, The Jungle Book and the Mowgli? So that was written by Rudyard Kipling. So before the detailed explanation, let us read the poem once and then try to comprehend it and see how far we can interpret the poem. So I'm reading the poem once for you all. If poem written by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet, don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there's nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Did you understand the poem? Maybe to some extent you have understood it. And let me explain to you stanza by stanza, and then we will see the difference. Okay. So before moving on to the detailed description, let us just look at the gist and the structure of the poem. The present poem, If by Rudyard Kipling, is a series of suggestions from a father to his son. In this poem, the poet tells his son how to cope with different situations in the life ahead, how to behave, and how to regard values one needs to have in one's life. The poem is divided into 4 stanzas having 8 lines each. And the rhyme scheme of the poem is AB, AB in the first 4 lines and AC, AC in the next 4 lines. Through the poem, Kipling is speaking to his son. He is trying to inculcate the values, ethics, and morals one needs to have to become an ideal human being. Only these timeless values will help one become the real man. So let's look at the first stanza. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. So first he says, if you can keep your head. So what's the meaning of keep your head? Any idea? Keep your head means remain calm. So when should you remain calm? When all about you are losing theirs. Whose? Theirs means here the people who criticize others. Uh, when they are losing their heads, you should keep your head very calm. and blaming it on you. What do? They criticize and blame it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. First, you have to trust yourself, okay? And never lose the trust. And when all men are doubting you, you should make allowance. So, what is making allowance? Making allowance is to take into consideration. You just give a thought why those people are doubting me. What has really given them a chance to doubt me? So if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, you should never get tired of waiting. Okay, or being lied about, don't deal in lies. So what is don't deal in lies? Even if people tell lies about you, you should not tell lies. You should not lie. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. So don't give way. That means don't allow. Even if people hate you, you should not allow yourself to start hating them. And yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. Talk too wise means don't display your wisdom by being superior. Don't try to dominate anyone with your wisdom. So this is the advice the poet or the author is giving to his son. Let us just quickly look at the gist of the first stanza. The first stanza discusses on how one needs to handle criticism, self-doubt and hatred. Keep up your spirits high when others are losing theirs and blaming it onto you. Trust yourself when all others doubt you. And be patient because it is a virtue to hold on to. You should never lose your virtue of being patient. And do not lie even if others lie about you. Do not give way to hatred even if all others hate you. And even with all these virtues, do not display your wisdom or superiority to others. So this is the beautiful advice the poet gives to his son. So in the second stanza, if you can dream and not make dreams your master. So what does he say? Do not make the dreams your master. What does it mean? Do not allow the dreams to control you. You should take control of your dreams. So what should you do? You should see that your dreams come true and you achieve your dreams. If you can think and not make thoughts of your and not make thoughts your aim. So if you have the ability to think, do not allow the thoughts become your aim. What is not making thoughts your aim? That means you should work hard and see that you achieve and your thoughts come true, and do not allow the thoughts to become your aim. What happens if you keep on thinking and thinking? You get the habit of thinking only, and if you enjoy thinking, you will not work hard. So what should you do? If you have the ability of thinking, you should work hard to realize your thoughts. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. And suppose in the life, what happens if you meet the triumph and disaster? That means your successes and failures. How should you treat them? You should treat them with same. In the similar way you have to treat, because they are the imposters. Imposters means the fake persons. Why do we call these two, triumph and disaster, as the fake persons? They are temporary, they are not permanent. If you have success at one moment, then it may be followed by a failure. So they are not permanent in the life. They are like a fake person. They are the imposters. Here the technique is called as personification. He is treating the triumph and disaster as persons, and he calls them as imposters. If you can bear to hear the truth you have spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools. So sometimes what happens, even if you have the virtue of talking truth, the knaves people are there. What do? Who are knaves? They are the dishonest persons. They twist your truth. That means they manipulate your truth. They misuse your truth to make a trap for fools. They mislead the other persons by twisting and turning or by misusing the truth spoken by you, or watch the things you gave your life to broken. Sometimes what happens, what all things you gather, what all things you achieve in the life, sometimes, they break. So sometimes they are broken. Broken means all of a sudden, they are shattered. So at that time, what should you do? And stoop and build them up with worn out tools. You should bend forward and build them up with worn out tools. Stoop is just bending forward. Just lower your head and move ahead and build them. Rebuild what all things you have achieved. If they are broken, rebuild with what? With worn out tools. What are these worn out tools? Damaged or exhausted, or whatever skills and energy you have, you see that you start again from the scratch without losing your courage, without losing your confidence. So this is the gist of the second stanza. The second stanza speaks about how one needs to indulge with dreams, triumphs, disasters, and wicked people. You need to dream, but ensure that those dreams come true. Mere dreaming and thinking will never lead one to the path of success. Hence, one should dream of goals and think of a better future, and at the same time should work hard to achieve them. And take your victories and failures in the same manner. Do not lose your heart. You need to be patient and bear with others who misuse the truths you have spoken, for the fools to be misled. Even if the things that you have worked hard or committed to are broken, you need to build them up again with your old and tired tools. Let us move to the next stanza, the third stanza. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss. So if you gather all your winnings, what are your winnings? Your achievements. And sometimes you have to risk it on one turn of pitch and toss. What is risking? Have the courage. What happens? When should you have the courage? At one turn of a pitch and toss. Pitch and toss is a gambling game. So in this is an olden game where children used to toss a coin to disturb the heap of coins, and all the coins which turn their heads up, they gain them. So this is like a gambling. You may lose or you may win. There is no guarantee. And lose, sometimes all the things which you have gathered in your life you may lose, because life is a gamble. What should you do? And start again at your beginning. Start from the scratch. Start from zero, and never breathe a word about your loss. How should you remain? Never breathe a word means not utter a word. Don't complain. Oh God, I've lost all these things. Never complain. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone. Heart and nerve and sinew, these are the organs used to denote courage and strength. So if you force these organs or bring back your courage to serve your turn long after they are gone, now you might have become weak or less strong. And so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. So you have to tell your body, even if it becomes weaker, hold on and gather your strength once again. So there is nothing in you in the scene, in the sense it is you are tired or you are failed. So you have to give a self suggestion and say, hold on. So let us look at the gist of the third stanza. The third stanza is about one's courage, consistency, and determination to their goals. Even if you watch your entire life's preparations and savings wash down, you need to bounce back and start all over again without any complaint. One needs to control and run his body even if it is too old and worn out, to be mended, and keep saying to it to hold on, to do good for humans. So even if you feel weak also, you should keep on telling yourself, yes, I can do it. Let's move on to the last stanza, the fourth stanza. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch. So many a time, you keep your virtues and values with you, and sometimes you may have an opportunity to walk with kings or the richest people or the highest people in the society. At that time, you should not lose the common touch. What is common touch? Common touch means empathize with the common people, the people who are poorer and people who are less privileged. You should not forget them. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. Okay, there may be foes, enemies, or there may be loving friends. They can hurt you. Both of them can hurt you, and if they are with you throughout, but you should not be too attached with them, but none too much. Do not go nearer to them and do not uh, get more attached to themselves, because you will be hurt in future. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run. So he says you have to fill the unforgiving minute, means here the time is very precious. None too much means not becoming too attached, and unforgiving minute means time does not wait for anyone. This is the most important and very, very needed advice. All of us should take this advice. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. So if you do not waste a single minute, then you can achieve everything in the earth. Yours is the earth. You can earn anything and you can achieve anything in the earth. And which is more, you will be a man, my son. So this worth of distance run is nothing but utilizing every second. And the last line tells that he is advising his son. The entire poem we don't understand to whom he is giving the advice, but here we will understand that he is giving his son an advice, and then he says that you will become a man. Let us look at the gist of the final stanza. The final stanza mentions how one needs to engage with others and conduct themselves in the society. Do not treat people differently based on their money, power, or wealth. Everyone must be treated equally, even if they are kings or common people. One must not be hurt by a friend or an enemy. One must not waste a moment, because time is precious and will never come back. If a person is able to keep all these, that is everything mentioned throughout the poem, in mind, the world will belong to them and he will become a true man. So let us look at the summary of the poem, the entire summary of the poem. The poet tells his son that he should keep calm and patient when others do fail and put the blames on him. He should trust himself when all others doubt him. However, he should also make room for their doubts and try understanding what made them doubt him. The poet says that one should wait patiently for success and should never be tired by waiting, because success comes to those who work hard and remain patient. Next, the poet tells his son that other people will often tell him lies. However, he should never lie in his life and always remain truthful. Even if others hate him, he should never hate them back and rather spread love. And in the last line, the poet talks about the importance of time. According to him, time is precious and will never come back. Hence, one should start utilizing each and every second of life. Finally, the poet tells his son if he, that means his son, acts upon all the advice he gave above, he will be able to achieve whatever he likes and he will be a man, a true man. Now, with this gist in the mind, all of you read the poem once again, the entire poem once again, students. You will really enjoy reading it and you will thoroughly comprehend it. I'm sure about it. Now, and with that understanding in mind, let's read the poem once again and see the difference. If poem by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and worn out, build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose, and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Hope you all have enjoyed reading the poem. All the very best. And if at all any queries are there, please put them in the comment box. I'll be there to clarify them. Thanks for watching, and if this tutorial had made sense, please like, share, and do not forget to subscribe. That means a lot for me. Okay, bye-bye for now, and let's meet up in the next video. Bye, take care.